Welcome back to Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Last time we defeated Cortex, except not really. We need to get 100% to unlock the real final battle, and we only have 3% to go. So every crystal is worth 1%, every gem is worth 1%, and so is every relic. So we only need 2 more gems and 1 more relic, because I went ahead and got relics in every other level, in every other main level at least, and also got a relic in Ski Crazed, leaving only the 2 gems and the relic from the last portal in the secret level to go. And this level is Rings of Power. I originally thought this was a Lord of the Rings reference, but actually it's a reference to another game Naughty Dog developed, just like Ski Crazed. It's an RPG, apparently, though I haven't really heard much about it. So you can technically get everything in this level in one go, but I'm going to do 2 passes of it just to explain something about how it works. So, here is Rings of Power. This is a race level in the plane. And we need to fly through the rings, so great shades of that N64 game that must not be named. So for some reason your left and right steering controls are really stiff on this level in this version of the game, so making good use of the air brakes is very, very important, which you can use by pressing, in my case, the ZL button. So we're just flying through these rings and shooting down these boxes, because this level does have a box jam. Some of the boxes are nitros, but I think you actually can lose lives in this level if you hit the nitros. Forgot exactly what they do, but let's not find out. You might notice, though, that we're still very, very behind in terms of this race. And we'll find out why eventually. Like I said, I wanted to give 2 passes of this level just to fully explain everything. Because this is what happened when I first played. I was like, wait a minute, like, I'm not even barely catching up to anyone. I was starting to think if I was doing something wrong, and it turns out I was, but what I was doing wrong is not entirely obvious. There is a hint to it, and it isn't even on the loading screen tips in this version of the game. The hints, honestly, I never figured out what the hint actually was until I read the wiki and it told me that that was supposed to be a hint. So for now, here's what happens when you, well, 1, when you air brake, but 2, yeah, when you go through this level without the hint, and I have missed 1 box, so let me just turn around. You can still freely turn around, you just have to make sure you go through the rings in order, and we automatically get the box jam. But yeah, we really didn't do well in that race at all. So why exactly? I only got 1 gem at least, and you're not dancing for that because this level isn't done yet. I'm going to switch to Coco for the second pass, just to show that we can use both of them in the biplane levels. So we're going to grab the time trial clock here, both for easy restarts and because we can get a relic and the race gem in one go if we're good. So, you actually have to roll through the rings to get a burst of speed. The only hint at this is the Death Tornado Spin icon on the first ring. You also have to time it fairly well. But you do get a little bit of vibration feedback when you do. So yeah, I never really realized that that was supposed to be a hint when I first played this level, but this is pretty much the only way you can win the race. It's often best to roll a little bit before the ring, and you will pretty much always lose your boost on that before that one. There's just too much time between it and the previous ring. Okay, this area is kind of tricky with the boosts, also this one. And yep, that is not platinum, but gold, and I believe we came first there. Pretty sure we came first. Hope we came first. And you might notice that all the buttons have disappeared in here. That's because we now have 100%. When you do reach 100% completion, all of the buttons are gone in every warp room, and I think you know what this means. There's only one button left, and it's the Cortex one again. So, yeah, you actually have to finish this fight if you want to play any other levels. And I actually went ahead and did that off screen because I want to save this until later. Because there's actually 5 more % in the game, or at least in the original version of the game, I know I keep saying that. There are 2 more levels that each have 1 gem and a relic, so that's an extra 4%, and the final % is from the last gem, which you get for having gold or better relics on all levels. So, I'm going to start by going into these secret levels. The first one is in Dino Mines. So first you have to enter the yellow gem path. Then you have to make your way to the Triceratops chase segments. And here, you have to intentionally get hit by the second pterodactyl. I have no idea how they expect you to know about this, but that's how you do it. I wish the secret entrance to that level was where I said it was originally planned to be back in my original run. So this is Agathis Rex. This level was actually considered level 32 in the original version, but it's not numbered in this one. So Agathis Rex is entirely based around Baby T. This level has no boxes whatsoever. You can see that by pressing the HUD button. So because of that, I'm actually going to go for the time trial immediately. So as you can see, there would have been a lot of fruit in this level that acts as a bit of a guideline as to where to jump, but that's all gone if you do the time trial. For the time trial, you want to keep Baby T for the whole thing, because not only does he move pretty fast, he also jumps incredibly high, which is vital to scaling this cliff quickly. Speaking of the time trial though, in specifically the American NTSC version of the original PS1 game, this level's time trial was really interesting, in that the game forgot to realize that you were in a different level, so it keeps the platinum relic requirement, or rather the every relic requirement, of Dino Mines, and as a result, it is stupidly easy to platinum. But there we go, there's the platinum. In this version though, you actually have to work for this one. This level does have its own correctly established time trial times. So this is kind of interesting. Agathis Rex, its collectibles in this version are considered to be owned by Cortex, when in the original I think they were considered to be owned by Entropy. But that's one secret level down. For another, we have to enter my favorite level of all time, Road Crash. So something that I never got a chance to mention the last time we visited these levels because I was just too busy concentrating. The number plates on the lab assistance vehicles, 9617, probably a reference to Crash Bandicoot 1 being released in 1996 and the Sane Trilogy being released in 2017. So, the secret exit to this level is coming up, and it's a little bit more obvious than the one in Dino Mines. Remember that splat sound that we heard last time? We basically need to follow this bird's lead and whack that road sign. It has a picture of an alien on it, but when I was a kid I thought it was a hot air balloon. This leads us to Hot Cocoa, which in the original was designated as level 31. I'm guessing that's because Agathis Rex requires a gem to get to and this one doesn't, so they expect you to find this exit first. But anyway, Hot Cocoa is really interesting. It's a jet ski level, but not as you know them. The exit to the level is already right there, but it's blocked by a bunch of nitros, so our goal for this level is to find the nitro exploder. And this level is extremely non-linear. The whole thing does loop around on itself, but it's basically one wide open ocean where you can go pretty much anywhere. So I'm going to go for the box gem first, obviously. As for the relic, I'm going to need to research that one in a bit more detail. So unlike Agathis Rex, I'm not going to be showing the relic run in this video, just because you really need to plan out a route for this one. You also need to plan out when and where you hit those checkpoints, because obviously the checkpoints save your box count, and you want to use these strategically to make sure that if you lose lives, you respawn and keep most of your boxes. The bombs are getting very aggressive in these levels too. So while I'm here, I guess I can talk about something that I was actually thinking about earlier, but never really got a chance to say back then. So when I was talking about Dingo Dial in Australian accents, yeah, that was quite a while ago. I mean, not that long ago in terms of parts, but still quite a while ago in terms of this actual series standards. So, regarding Australian accents in games, it made me think about a game called Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, which actually was developed by Australians. It's made by a company called Chrome Studios, I think. To be honest, I always felt like I played that one when I was younger. To be honest, I consider it a very, very average 3D platformer, but I personally think it's worth playing just for the Australianisms alone. It's just not often that you see a game with a lot of Australian accents that was actually made by Australians, and thus all of the voice acting I think is genuine as well. Something else I can talk about is that this level, and I didn't know this until I researched the alpha version of the game, this level did exist in the alpha version, whereas Agathis Rex did not. Well, it both did and didn't exist. So, Hot Cocoa didn't exist, but Ski Crazed was Hot Cocoa in everything but name. Which is kind of bizarre, and what's even more bizarre is the developers actually ported over all of this, all of the original Ski Crazed assets into this level, and created a totally new level for Ski Crazed. That normally never happens in video games. Usually whenever there's a bit of unused or cut content, they tend to leave all of its files where they originally were. Yeah, you actually have to dive to get some boxes here, so that's why the loading screen tip mentions it. And here is the Nitro Exploder, so we can head back to the beginning of the level now if we want to, but we still have some boxes to pick up. But yeah, an example of keeping, that's often why a lot of level... Is there a box there? No, that's just seaweed. That's why, you can often tell a lot of, early development plans just by the file names, because they often can't change those, because if they did, they would break something. An example of that is in Ace Attorney's Spirit of Justice, where all of the DLC cases files are labeled in the game's data as Case 2, while Turnabout Academy's files, which is Case 3 in the final game, are all labeled Case 4, implying that... No, you are not getting me now. Implying that it was originally... implying that the DLC case was originally meant to be the second one, and the Turnabout Academy was meant to be Case 4. Basically what happened was that they split cases, what is in the final game, Turnabout for Tomorrow and Turnabout... and the Cosmic Turnabout, that's it. I was about to call it by its Japanese name, Turnabout to the Stars, but the Cosmic Turnabout, they were originally one case, but they were getting too long, so they decided to split it in two in the final version, and you can tell that because all of Case 4's files are labeled Case 5. So yeah, they decided to make what was originally planned to be Case 2, the DLC case. Oh, are you serious? I am missing one box. Oh, and it's right there. Good. I was kind of worried there. But yeah, this level is pretty interesting. But as you can tell, you really need to plan out a route for the time trial. Because a lot of those boxes are time freezers, so you can't just go straight for the Nitro Detonator, because if you do, you will miss a lot of things. Although it is definitely possible to cheese the time trial via a certain method that allows you to just go right over the Nitros. And speaking of cheesing the time trial, just like Agathis Rex, in the original American version of the game, That level's time trial times were shared with Road Crash, making it almost guaranteed you would get a Platinum Relic if you just attempted the time trial. Not the case in the European version, the Japanese version, and in the Insane Trilogy. They actually fixed that and it has proper time trial times now. And speaking of time trial times, there is only one thing left for us to do, and that is to go for all the Platinum Relics. These will all be done as post-commentary, because I'm going to need a lot of attempts for most of these levels. So it's going to be Platinum Relics. I'll do 1 Warp Room's worth of Platinum Relics per video, and then at the end, we'll fight Cortex again and see the best ending. And then we'll deal with this platform. I'm saving that until last. Look forward to all that next time.
Whoa!
So, here we are in the race again, and this time we're going to grab the clock. So, that spin icon there, that's supposed to show you that you actually need to barrel roll through the rings for a speed. So, Agathis Rex, as you would expect, is entirely based around Baby T, and it's a very vertical one that involves a lot of, Okay, then. Oh, crap. Yeah, that's not good. Basically, what happened in the American version was, they forgot... Oh, that's not good. Normally, if you lose him, he respawns in one of those nests, but we're hopefully going to keep him for the entire thing. Or, let's just die because we've already failed. Now, in the original version of the game, well, not so much the original version, but in the in the NTSC American version of the original version of this game, it was practically a guaranteed Platinum Relic. That's not good, but maybe I can make up for this with... Nope. Something that I never got to talk about regarding these levels is I love the sign, like the speed limit signs that are supposed to be 55, but they have a 1 in front of it to make it 155. I think those ones show up in Crash Team Racing as well. So here, pay attention to that bird. It splattered into that sign. Oh, that's weird. I've never actually seen that happen before.